I wanted to, I just literally like finished my other vlog, and I wanted to shoot this because I read this book a while ago, and it's kind of this thought process that's coming into my head again right now with a lot of other things that have gone on in the past and that are going on now. But there is a book out by Terry Hatcher, you know, from Desperate Housewives, and it's a couple years old. It might even be 4 or 5 years old at this point. Please forgive me if I'm talking funny. I have this canker sore on my mouth. But anyway, the title of her book, I'm pretty sure, is Burnt Toast. And for some reason, it so struck me. I listened to the audio version of the book, and think about it. The preface of the book was really, you know, look at burnt toast. What happens when you get burnt toast? You take burnt toast out of the toaster and it's burnt. So what do? You throw it away. You don't sit there and try to take burnt toast and scrape off all of the part that's burnt and salvage what's left, because usually what's left is going to have some kind of charred taste or burnt taste on it, and you know, it's destroyed, and it's a waste of time to try to fix what is messed up about that toast. The fact of the matter is, you've got burnt toast on your plate, and when you really transfer that over, metaphorically speaking, to life, whatever it is, if it's a job, if it's a relationship, if it's stress, if it's whatever it is, I know it is my personal problem, and it has been in the past, to just obsess about things that are wrong and try to figure out what, you know, how can I fix it? How can I make it better? And whether it was through my divorce, you know, things don't make sense. And sometimes, you know what, they're never going to make sense. And you're never going to have closure. You're never going to have something in writing that says, here's why, here's the plan, here's how it all makes sense, it's all beautiful, let's move on. You're not going to have that. And it's hard for type A people like me to accept that. But when I think of this metaphor of burnt toast, it really helps me, because honest to God, the more that I realize how stress and strife, both of them, when you internalize that and you don't release it and you don't find a way to deal with it so that you can release it, let me tell you, the effect that it has on your health is undeniable. Any doctor will tell you, any psychiatrist would tell you, a psychologist, whatever. The more that you take that in, I mean, that's essentially what you're doing. It's almost like drinking a cup of sludge. You know, you're willingly taking that cup, you're drinking it, you're putting that sludge into your body, and you know that it's not just going to be like, okay, I drank it, it's gone away. Your stomach's going to react, your taste buds are going to react, your mind is going to react. It's just a gross thing, but you are willingly taking that and taking it in. And what you have to do is just, whatever it is that will help you visually or mentally or metaphorically, this helps me to just realize that when this stuff happens, and you know that there's nothing you can do, you know that you can't change somebody else's mindset, you can't change their heart, and as difficult as that is, you have to look at it and say, okay, you know what, this is burnt toast. I can't fix it. And it doesn't mean I'm not upset. It doesn't mean that I'm not upset that I burnt that piece of toast and I have to throw it away. But you do. You have to throw that piece of toast away and start over with a fresh loaf of bread. Or a fresh piece of bread, if you will. Low carb. Just kidding. So, seriously, you have to find a way to let go, because the biggest lesson that I have learned the past 2.5 years is how crucial it is to not completely allow yourself on a daily basis to take in that negativity, to take in that toxicity. And I know this all sounds very Oprah and Dr. Phil and so on and so forth, but it really is true. Seriously, when you constantly fill your brain and your mind and your soul with what's upsetting to you and what doesn't make any sense and what you can't fix, if you can't do anything about it, then sitting and pontificating over the whole issue and internalizing it, I mean, really, it's like going to the doctor and saying, hi, I'd like to leave here today with higher blood pressure and, I don't know, maybe some heart tics and shortness of breath and, oh, stomach problems. That would be great. Some stomach problems and maybe a propensity for alcoholism. That would be great. Thanks. Seriously. So do what you can, but I wanted to share that with you because I thought it was a great book. Get it as an audiobook and listen to it in the car. She has some really good points, and obviously this is a woman who's gone through some stuff like so many of us have, but I think that's a great outlook. You know what? Look at it for what it is. I can't change it. What's that saying that I share with you guys a lot? What we cannot affect, we must accept. Okay? There's a lot of stuff in my life that is unfair, it's unjust, it's not right, but I cannot make a change. And I refuse to get bitter. I choose to get better. And sometimes, let me tell you, it's hard because sometimes I get so angry and I know I'm right and I want to prove it. But you know what? That's not my place. It's not my place to try to prove myself and to be right and to get revenge or to get back at somebody. It's my place to be humble and let it go and forgive and move on and to try to learn from it. And to secondarily, most importantly, not allow all that stuff that I can't control to affect what is so great and amazing in my life. I am surrounded by goodness. I am overwhelmed with friends and amazing people and abundance and opportunity, and I am so thankful and excited every day that I wake up. Every day I wake up, I'm excited and I'm blessed, and I'm blown away by the people that have blessed my life. Totally blown away. And I wish that song hadn't come on. But every day I'm thankful, and every day I have to make that decision. You have to make that decision that people that hurt you and people that continually hurt you, you've got to just put it away, because otherwise you have to understand that what you're doing by continuing to get upset about it, you're giving power to it. By continuing to be upset about it and think about it and focus on it, even when you're by yourself, you're literally like going to that refrigerator and taking a glass of sludge and drinking it, and you're poisoning your body, because it does. It all comes out in some way. It will physically manifest itself in your body, whether it's high blood pressure, whether it's skin conditions, whether it's hair. Sometimes people lose their hair from stress. You think this is funny? I mean, look it up. Heart palpitations, shortness of breath, stomach problems, whatever. We're all different. Our bodies all react differently, but the more that you can find your center and find a good way to put stuff aside and not have bad thoughts and not have thoughts of anger or revenge, but to just forgive and move on, trust me. I mean, I'm finding it more every week, and it's a lesson I'm teaching myself all the time. But let me tell you, the more that I focus on it, the more I prove the point that it's true. Because I'll start to see certain things in my body, and I'm like, I think this is happening because I'm stressed out and I'm upset. And the more that I focus and try to be positive and take the high road and move on, guess what? Those physical symptoms disappear. They do. Believe it. Believe it. It's so important. So choose to make your life happy. Choose to make your life, choose to water the garden that's good, and stop focusing on the rotten tomatoes that are there. Pick them up, move them out, prune your garden, and move on. I love that quote that said, life is a garden and a garden is never finished. Think about that. Your life is a garden and a garden is never finished. You always have to keep working on that garden. So that's my thought for today. I have to go because my beautiful friend, Mr. Renee, is coming over for a massage. That's another good thing about life. If you haven't gotten a massage, get a massage. It's wonderful for stress. And if you don't have a massage guy, get yourself some Starbucks.